Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, good people of the co-op reality. Welcome back to the CORECast, where we navigate and speculate our way through the shitstorm that is gaming. My name is Sinister Smirk, and as always, I'm joined by Extenuate.
And an apple a day keeps the loot boxes away.
This episode is sponsored by co-oprealityentertainment.com. We've got all kinds of gaming apparel over there if you want to check it out, or you can support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Let's get into it. Apple is facing a class action lawsuit after confirming it deliberately slows down older versions of the iPhone. Customers began to notice their devices seemed to be running slower after performing a regular software update, which led benchmarking site Geekbench to run some tests, only to discover that older versions of the phone did indeed perform faster on older versions of Apple's operating system. Apple then had no choice but to make a public response, saying, "Our goal is to deliver the best experience for customers, which includes overall performance and prolonging the life of their devices. Lithium-ion batteries become less capable of supplying peak current demand when in cold conditions, have a low battery charge, or as they age over time, which can result in the device unexpectedly shutting down to protect its electronic components." Last year, we released a feature for iPhone 6, 6S, and iPhone SE to smooth out the instantaneous peaks only when needed to prevent the device from unexpectedly shutting down during these conditions. We've now extended that feature to iPhone 7 with iOS 11.2 and plan to add support for other products in the future. This ignited the debate on Reddit that Apple deliberately allows conspiracy theories about planned obsolescence to thrive, as they throttled the phone's performance with each software update to encourage people to buy the latest model of the phone. The evidence shows a hidden power state being created to mask the deficiency in battery power, which in turn forced the phone to be more power efficient, causing many of the users to believe the slowdown was due to the phone's CPU performance, when in actuality it was caused by the battery, which triggered the slowdown of the phone in order to prolong the life of the battery and the device. At the same time as this explanation seems rational, it also seems suspiciously convenient from the perspective of Apple's annual turnover. So, conspiracy theorists have, in a way, been vindicated.
Yeah, well, I never had any personal experience, but only ever had a 5S.
Well, I've seen over time not just people complaining about iPhones, but Samsungs as well.
Wouldn't surprise me if it happens with Androids as well.
If you're bringing out a new product annually, you need some kind of assurance that your customer is going to keep coming back, rather than holding onto your product for 10 years and never giving you a single cent. Planned obsolescence is only logical for a company.
It's unethical, but it's financially beneficial.
Lucrative.
Yeah, it's smart, but people that get away with murder are also smart. People have no morals. Yeah, you can make all this money, but how do you sleep at night ripping people off?
Some people in positions of corporate power have no morals.
It was a much different company to start off with, wasn't it?
Yeah. When the iPhone first released, it was about innovation and about pushing society forward. Now it's about keeping them in one place so that we can profit from them. Someone was just rubbing their grubby little hands together, waiting for Steve Jobs to pass.
Their ideals have changed since he's gone. That kind of makes me think that maybe he was a good guy.
He might have been a good guy, but is the world a better place for what he did? Who knows? While he's giving the world technology and getting them addicted to a screen, he's forbidding his children from looking at those screens, so he understood something that a majority of the world doesn't.
That sounds like a parent trying to protect his kid.
That's exactly right. He understood influence because he was an influencer himself. This was sort of an implemented feature that was masking the deficiency of your battery's power, which in turn caused the processor to draw less power from the battery, which made you believe that your phone was slowing down. And that's what the conspiracy was based around, which made people think that they needed to go out and replace that.
It was.
Absolutely it was, but it wasn't in the way that people perceived it. It still had the same real world effect. It still made people go, "Oh, my phone's a piece of shit, it's slowing down, I need to go out and buy a new one," when all they really needed to do was replace their battery. So instead of spending $70 on a new battery, they just now spend $1,000 on a new phone. At least that's the angle that this class action lawsuit's taking. But I think it's really interesting that these conspiracy theories are real, not in the sense that all the facts and details line up, but in a sense that people believe this, and they're going to believe this regardless, whether or not there's facts behind it, and it's going to have a real world effect, exactly how it has done in this example. This is the real scam here. Your phone isn't actually the part where the planned obsolescence happens. It's caused by the battery. There's so many stigmas like that right now in society where people are ignorant on the subject. They don't understand how these technologies actually work, and that's what Apple was sort of taking advantage of. People didn't understand that it wasn't the phone itself, it was the power management mode that was initiated from the degradation of the battery. That's so deceptive. And not only that, the conspiracy theory that was floating around about this idea gave this idea momentum and kept it at bay, because people didn't believe in the idea, even though they saw the evidence in front of their face, which is the most mind-blowing part to me. You can ask anybody and they have an opinion on iPhones and even Samsungs. At some point, you can notice a complete slowdown in the performance of the device. Thanks for watching. Check out co-oprealityentertainment.com, and if you want to support the cause for as little as $1 a month, head on over to patreon.com/coregaming. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment, and get involved in the Co-op Reality. See you next time.